Hey everybody, welcome to Game 2 of this clan war between Clan vVv, which is his rocker, that's not what I meant to say, which is Rocker, and I believe CakeBlackson actually belongs to Team IP. The first game we did see Rocker take quite decisively. He did feign a 4-gate and it was excellently feigned. The probe was there. He actually scouted a 4-gate. But behind that 4-gate, Rocker expanded. And Cake was actually waiting for the 4-gate pressure at his base where he went 3-gate into Blinkstalker, and it never came. All the while he was waiting, that 4-gate pressure never ever came, and because of that, Rocker got a huge economic advantage and just kind of ran with it afterwards. So I'm excited to see the second game on Shakur's Plateau. I believe it's MLG's Shakur's Plateau. We do have neutral buildings sitting at the bottom here. And we're going to have more of this battle of the colors where I'm going to be looking at it and go pink, purple, way too close because, I mean, on the map it's pretty obvious. You can see the pink and the purple, but to my eye, it's not exactly the most obvious. So we'll see what we have going on here. On the MLG version of this map, cross positions are forced. It is a long travel distance because they want to force a macro-oriented style of play. But because of the 4-gate and its style, you could easily see a 4-gate on any map as long as the proxy pylon is in a good position. They don't need to walk the distance. All they need to do is warp it in. I also have some lemonade here to keep my throat in good health as I'm going to take a sip. And also, as I take a sip, I will inform you momentarily. Delicious. Now, the other thing is I'm not nearly as tired as I was the first game. I was yawning a lot in the first game, and the reason was I just had a long day at work, and I thought about coming back to cast the second game that night. I planned to go lie down for a little bit after casting the first game, realizing how tired I was, and unfortunately, I fell asleep. I really wanted to get it out there for you guys, but I could not. I was too busy sleeping. So we'll see exactly what we're going to be on this map. I wouldn't be surprised to see, I see one gas here. I mean, that's really not going to indicate anything because we have one gas down here as well. And as far as I could tell, extremely identical openings. Nothing particularly noteworthy. I'll be curious to see if any of them decide to 4-gate. If we decide to see a 3-gate expand or a 1-gate expand into a 3-gate or 5-gate. So the opening for Protoss, though, looks the same. It always looks the same. It's much like Terran, where it's extraordinarily versatile. You can do a whole lot with your openings, you know, and right here we have a second gateway, so we'll see what decides to come with that second gateway. Do we have a second gateway for our friend here? No, not yet. Will we see a second gateway come down? Or are we going to go straight for the Nexus, and we are going to kill off that scouting probe? It looks like Cake doesn't want anything to do with it. I had to look at the name for a minute. I was like, wait, what color are we looking at here? Pink, right. So he's going to chase this guy around, and he's going to get a couple of shots off, but really, looks like Rocker's going to get a hell of a lot of information, and in contrast, we also have a probe going in here, getting all the information he needs. He's going to see a second gateway going down, so he's going to be able to respond appropriately, and honestly, that's what Rocker's doing as well. He's getting a hell of a lot of scouting info, and he's going to respond appropriately to what he sees. That's the glory of the mirror matchup. Unfortunately, it's just a heck of a lot of looking at what the other person's doing and responding to that. So we'll see what they decide to do. This is where the builds are going to start to vary a bit. And we have 2 sentries coming out because he has 2 gateways over here. And typically sentry is indicative of an expansion. Well, in fact, we have a 1-gate robo going down over here. And we also have a couple of units at the front just to prevent any more scouting going on. We're going to chrono boost out another stalker. So he's going to have 3 stalkers and a zealot. A much more aggressive opening. Either expecting something aggressive because he did see those 2 gates, and 2-gate zealot rush is not out of the question, which might be what he's trying to respond to right now, or he's just setting up a solid defense to attempt and maybe expand. We do have another gateway going down as well, and if we take a look over here, we still have just that robo facility actually as well. So both heading to the same direction, 2-gate robo opening, but going there in very different manners. And what this is going to allow CakeBlackson to do is probably get out an observer. I wouldn't be surprised to see an observer drop out immediately, and actually there's the observer right now, and get some early scouting information. Just check out the map, make sure he sees everything he absolutely needs to see, and we do have Rocker expanding right now. So this is where their builds are going to differ quite a bit. Instead of expanding, he's decided to drop 2 more gateways. The second gate we already knew about. The third gate is dropping down. So we're going to have a 3-gate robo opening. It's an extremely safe opening. Pretty safe from almost all aggression. And honestly, with this opening, with correct micro, you can even hold off a 4-gate. As the 4-gate would be hitting relatively now-ish, maybe a little earlier. But with the 3-gate opening, actually you would just go 3-gate Twilight Council, I apologize, but this is still a very safe opening. Warp gate is finished. And with him, we're just getting expanded. Like I said, sentries, very indicative of expanding, and the reason is because they cost so little in minerals and so heavy on gas. All that gas you've been banking, you could spend it very, very quickly. And even Immortals dropping out for Rocker, and I like this because he does know that there are sentries on the stalkers on the field, and you can take them out rather quickly with that Immortal. He's going to be dropping another gateway as well, and a second gateway, so going straight into a 4-gate. The 4-gateway opening, again, that's not anything out of the ordinary. Very standard openings. As you can see, they could start out very, very similar and quickly branch off into something very different. Both extremely safe, and you know, they both allow for very safe and secure openings. And it does look like Cake is going to actually move in here. He's going to... Does he know? Yes, he does. He has an observer here, so he knows what the army is looking like. He knows exactly that the expansion is up, so he himself is going to just push out. He's got 2 Immortals. It's going to easily, hopefully, take care of the sentries that are on the field right now. Rocker going to be moving and scouting around for any proxy pylons and going to jump over here where he's going to meet his doom to that Zealot. In addition, Cake is going to move over here to this one and just kind of wait for the last Immortal. And like I said, I like the Immortal. It allows for a much more aggressive opening because he doesn't have the second base. He doesn't have to divert those minerals to any more of an army. Instead, he diverted those minerals straight to, didn't have to divert the minerals to expansion. Instead, he diverted them to an army. And double Immortal is going to quickly take out any stalkers, and the extra Immortal is pretty much going to counter the fact that he has 1 Immortal here. And he is dropping a proxy pylon right in the middle, and instead, he looks like he is going to do some damage. And actually, he has a Warp Prism out. It looks like he was getting a Warp Prism all the while, and he's going to be doing some drop play with, Rocker's going to actually scout this. He's going to keep an eye on that Warp Prism. No, he is not. Does he move his army up for the drop? Did he even notice it? This could do a hell of a lot of damage if he doesn't catch it. Yes, he did notice it, dropping 1 stalker over at the edge here. But all the while, he's going to be pressuring at the front door. At the same time, I like this 2-pronged attack. These Immortals are going to quickly take down this stalker. As you can see, Immortals the counter to the stalker. And now he's basically forcing good old vVvRocker to split his army to deal with this, leaving this much weaker. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this move up and try and do some damage, but instead, he's actually just purely focusing on microing this right now. If he sees this, he knows the army's here. He could quickly push up the front ramp right now and force some damage. He only has 1 sentry here. And it looks like he is not going to at all. In fact, that actually upsets me a little bit. Maybe he knows that 1 sentry completely split his army. He's just playing it safe. But I would have liked to see some dual pressure. And now we're going to be redropping to the main, taking out that gas. It's so annoying, especially this is a 75 mineral building here as a Protoss. So having to rebuild that's quite annoying. And now he's going to move on back and just kind of hold off to the side for a little bit. And there's actually engagement at the middle map. Force field's going down on both ends. It looks like that potentially Rocker's going to be able to hold this off. But at what cost? Looks like he's going to lose almost all of his sentries because of the force field placements. That is a sad part about the force fields, that you are helping and hindering yourself at the same time. Can't really get past this, and they kind of had this weird eyeball shape going on in the middle. So I would say CakeBlackson definitely coming out on top there a little bit. Take a look at the armies tab. Oops, that's the army tab. We are 77 to 71, and if we go to the resources lost tab, which I am not quite sure what it is, there we are. Go to hit L. It does look like Rocker did lose a lot more, 11 units on top of over 1,200 minerals in units lost. So definitely coming out on top there is Cake. Very happy, and he could keep this War Prism chilling in the back quite a while. And he's going to send in another observer. All the while, he has expanded to meet his opponent's production. And it does look like we have Robotics Bay going down for CakeBlackson as well, so looking to get some Colossus in and up and running, and now just kind of poking up and down, just seeing what's up there, trying to force some force fields, and he is going to force one, but sadly the Zealot still got away, and the Zealot is going to go down. Yes, the Zealot does sacrifice its life for ire, and Titus came online. Now, moving around, CakeBlackson is going to kind of keep good old vVvRocker contained, and I like that. The contain will allow complete map control. He still has that pylon there for quick reinforcements if he needs, and he's building up quite the resources right now. Rocker actually just losing a pylon. Oh, he had dropped the Immortals. I was a bit confused as to what's going on now, and he is going to be picking up these Immortals out of there. Yes, doing some damage, trying to get as much damage done as he can to the robotics facility, but sadly was not able to kill it off, but did kill a pylon, as I did see the quick drop in resources. And now moving it out of there again, going to continue to harass. I like this. It's making Rocker It's a big mind game. It's making him feel like he needs to stay in base, or at least keep part of his army in base, because if he doesn't, these Immortals that are, doing fine, essentially, going to come in and just wreck his day. And that's exactly what's happening. Anytime he may feel lax or, relaxed about what's going on, the Immortals come and drop in and basically just kill off whatever's in the way. And it looks like we're going for the gas again. Is he going to pick off the Zealots? He looks like he's going to try for the Zealots, but honestly, he's not going to be able to get killed just because that Warp Prism is right there doing a heck of a lot of damage. CakeBlackson really just kind of dictating how this game is going to go. Unlike last game, he has definitely taken the lead in how this is all working, and now he's going to pick off. Is this pylon going to get canceled? No, it gets destroyed, and now he's going to try to pick off a second pylon. That's really annoying, and now he backs up again. CakeBlackson, you are stealing my heart, sir. Like I said, he has a lot of minerals banked up, and I'm surprised he doesn't take a third, but instead it looks like he wants to tech up on 2 base. He knows that he has the game. Why waste or, risk spending resources on expansion when you can just build a heavier lead, knowing full well that Rocker himself has not expanded. And there we go again, only dropping, there we are, dropping both of them. So I'm going to do some drop micro there, and bam, there it goes. Now this Warp Prism is looking a little hurt. He does not want to lose it. If he loses it with them in there, that's just losing 3 units for the price of 1, and you do not want to do that. And all the while, he has actually pulled his entire army back. If we take a look at upgrades, I'm curious if any of them have any upgrades down. No, they do not. He is actually upgrading level 1 weapons right now. Colossus are hitting the field, and he's still probing on up. I'm curious what the worker count is looking like. He is actually a little bit behind, 53 to 58, not too far behind, but behind, and that's probably because of all the aggression and units he's been spending it on. Sending a probe out here merely to keep an eye on it. It does look like Rocker wants to take a lead. He knows he has the probe count to support 3 bases, and he looks like he really wants to get the 3rd base up. He doesn't know if his enemy's 3rd base is up yet. He hasn't really been able to scout, but he can assume that it might be up because of all the contain that has happened, and maybe wants to get that 3rd base up as well to either try and be even or take a lead if he has not taken that base. But Rocker is also feeling like he has the need to push, and we have 3 Colossus and a bunch of Zealots and Stalkers versus 3 Colossus versus Zealots and Stalkers, but it does look like Cake's army is a bit beefier, a bit more heavy on the Zealot count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. So 8 to 10, and we are looking at 11, 12 to 5. So yeah, he's got a few more Stalkers, but a lot less Zealots, and I really think that's going to face off here. That's actually going to help him out, and actually, Cake actually has a lot more sentries because he didn't really lose any in the big engagement. Here we go. It's going to be, it's going to be 5 Colossi versus the 3. I don't see Cake not really losing this encounter. Now that the Immortals are going to drop down very, very quickly, and yeah, Cake is just going to clean this up very, very nicely, and there goes all of those Colossi, and actually, Cake lost all but 1. Looking at the units lost tab, Cake has lost 52 units, over 8,000 minerals worth, while, I'm sorry, vVvRocker has lost that, I apologize. Cake has lost 19 units, only 4,000, so, about a third of the units and about half the minerals, which is really damn good. Cake is actually making a very strong showing, but I do like that Rocker is actually attempting to take a 3rd now, because this 3rd is going to put him ahead, hopefully, in the macro game. Again, he is still a little bit ahead in that units production tab, and I feel like I'm saying the wrong names. This is Rocker, not Cake, in case I've been saying Cake. Stop it, cat. Behave. So Rocker is trying to get ahead now. Cake is actually going to move in now, and does he have the army? No, he really doesn't have the army to stop it. He has 4 Colossus and a bunch of Zealots, while Cake himself has a bunch of Zealots, Stalkers, Sentries, and a Colossus. But he's going to move on back. Does Rocker have an observer around to keep an eye on this army? No. Sadly, he does not. Here is more Colossus, so maybe just waiting for a few more Colossus before he moves in. It looks like both of the players are going for very similar unit compositions here. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus with Sentries mixed in for Force Fields. Again, the bulk of any good Protoss army are those 3 or 4 units, depending on the player and, of course, the strategy they're going, depending on how heavy you're going to go each one. But it does look like both of them are willing to fully commit to a bajillion Colossus, as that's really what we're looking at here. Cannon's going down, a huge probe transfer. Is this gonna be stopped? Cake is moving in. If Cake takes this and Rocker cannot stop it, and he loses all those probes, this could really put Cake right back in the game. He doesn't know that the 3rd's down now, and looks like he's going straight for the probe line. Is he going to be able to clean up probes? I don't know. Now is the question, is he going to be able to stop this? He really has no escape. He's going to have to keep the probes there. Moving one Colossus out of the way. Are we going to clean this up? Is Rocker going to be able to do as much damage as he wants? Or is he going to lose his entire army? No. He is actually going to clean all of this up, and Cake is going to be able to do some damage, but these Zealots, maybe Hero Zealots at this point, Cake even having a probe in there, and here come more Colossi, and Rocker cannot hold this at all. He has been able to push on through, and now the probes are trying to run for their lives, but those Colossus are very hungry, and they're hungry at firing their lasers, and they cleans up quite a good amount there, and now he's going to have to run out. These Colossus should be okay. They should be able to get out of here quite quickly, and yes, they will, while these Stalkers, and Sentry with this probe are going to hide to the corner, and he is not going to give chase. He should at least know that he could catch these units, but it looks like Cake is trying to play a sneaky pylon right in the corner, and if Rocker cannot find that, that could cause some big problems later in the game. And it does not look like he's gone to check for the rest of the units. He does know that those units went up there. Maybe he thinks the Warp Prism went up there to do some damage. And I do like that Cake has some massive map control. Look at this third. It is fully saturated. If we take a look at the unit station now, Cake has jumped ahead 70 probes to 59. He is looking dang good. And here comes the Zealot Harass. Is he going to be able to do much? No, but now Rocker knows it's there. He's going to have to clean this up very, very quickly. He's warping in some units or something, and yes, he is going to warp in the units. I like the warping position there just to block him from getting into that probe line, and even dropping a photon cannon there, and these Zealots will get cleaned up. Back to the units of the Lost tab. Rocker looking at 111 units, 15,000 minerals worth of units has been lost, while Cake himself has lost 54 units, over 10,000 minerals. This is kind of crazy, the amount of units that have been lost. This is very back and forth. I really like what's going on here, but Cake is looking damn good, if I do say so myself, as far as his position in the game. He has done so much damage, and if you take a look at the Colossi count, I would be scared if I saw that, while Rocker himself actually has a decent number of Colossus as well. 1-1 upgrades as well as against 1-1 upgrades. They're both upgrading. Cake is a little bit ahead on the 2 upgrade for the weapons, but it doesn't look like his armor is being upgraded, all the while Rocker is looking to get weapons and armor, so that could definitely help in the later stages, but they are very far behind, and as soon as this finished up, I wouldn't be starting to see some sort of a timing attack being moved out with that 2 upgrade. There is that 2 upgrade. Does he want to move out, or does he want to wait for another wave, or does he just want to sit back and let his 4th, as you can see, warp in, or does he just want to defend that? I am unsure as to his motives or his plans. They are a mystery to me. It does look like he was waiting for maybe another Colossi to join the battle and another warp-in round, while he is going to have the upgrade advantage while the 3rd weapon upgrade starts. He's going to have Morph and Archon, but screw waiting for it. He's going to move in now while the time is ripe, while his upgrades are hot, while his finger is a-clicking. I am out of sayings, but this could do a lot of damage, and Rocker needs to hold this off. He needs to be able to fight this off. I like the Archon mix in here as well. This could do a hell of a lot of damage, and now Rocker is faced with the hell of an important battle ahead of him. He needs to hold this off. I do like the spread, minimizing that group damage from those Colossus, but now he's going to move on in, and here comes the huge, huge battle. Rocker needs to hold this off. CakeBlackson is doing a nice spread himself. Those Colossus are just eating everything up, and quickly Rocker needs to pull back. Cake splitting his army, doesn't need to really worry about it. These 3 can quickly handle these 2, and if they can't, they can at least fish them and kite them around. All the while is moving in on that 3rd, the all-important 3rd, where most of the minerals are being mined and most of those probes are being focused, and now he's just going to eat up everything he can, moving very, very close, and those Colossus are basically doomed at this point. There's not much he can do. And Rocker finally pulling the other 2 Colossus into this battle, but it's too late. The 2 weapons upgrade is showing its power and its strength, and even if he loses these, he has done a ton of damage, and it does look like he is going to lose everything. And the units lost tab, as you can see, he is still holding quite far ahead, and now the level 3 weapons are almost finished, while the level 2 armor, no, extended thermal lance is not even upgraded. Really, I'm surprised that the extended thermal lance is not upgraded. That could have been a little bit more helpful as hitting the units from a little bit farther away and not having to take a couple free shots from all that. Now, anyway, back to the game at hand. It does look like Cake is actually going to pull nicely ahead. This 4th is up. It is saturated. It is scary. The food is in favor of Cake, and now I'm actually curious to see the worker count, 70 to 62, so still just barely, but still ahead in the worker counting station. It does look like Rocker himself is taking a 4th and is nice and saturated as well. I do like to see that, and it looks like Rocker is going to finish up this this proxy pylon here, but is the other one gone? Yes, it has been taken out. So Rocker definitely evening up as far as the bases are concerned. He does, Cake does have a, whoop, sorry, something fell and I didn't know what that was. CakeBlackson does have his Observer, sorry, keeping an eye on this very, very small army, all the while Cake himself is actually building up a decent army, getting maybe ready for a second push. He is definitely looking sexy and ahead. His bank is about the size of a trust fund, while Rocker is scraping every mineral, every gas he can to try and build some things defensively. I like the fact that they both are going for Archons now. You know, Rocker saying, you know what, if you're throwing Archons in your army, I might as well throw them in mine. I don't want you to have any sort of advantage over me, and I will fight to the very last, and I like that. I love to see that, and it looks like Rocker himself is going to get a Dark Shrine somewhere in the map. Let's find out where it is. Where are you, Dark Shrine? Maybe up in the fourth? In the fourth? No. Third? Oh, is this it? Yep, there's the Dark Shrine. There's the Dark Shrine, and it even looks like good old Cake is taking a fifth. It wants to play that one base ahead of my opponent's style. All the while, Rocker is actually going to be doing a wonderful... I assume this is going to be for the Dark Templar to try and sneak him in there, and there it is, opening up, getting ready. And once that Dark Shrine is in there, I wouldn't be surprised to see a one round of Warpins as far as the Dark Templar go. But all the while, Cake is going to be dropping a cannon here. Let's see how quickly we decide to see those Dark Templar dropping as soon as that Dark Shrine drops. I'll be curious how quickly he decides he wants to get that done and try to do some damage. He needs to get it in quickly before this cannon shows up. Try to get some damage done. And here is two Dark Templar moving in here, and they are going to go straight for... what are they going to go straight for? Straight for the third, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, right into where their cannons already are. He's going to see it. He's going to start attacking one. It is going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately, and now he's going to be picking off as many probes as he possibly can. And yeah, I like to see that, actually. This is basically him saying, I need to even up as quickly as possible. And actually, there goes the Dark Templar, going to be dead. Good old dead. And now he's got another two in here to do some damage, and he's going to go straight for the Nexus. Is he going to mine? Is he going to pull an Observer over, or is he going to let it drop? These guys do so much damage, especially with the upgrades, doing 55 damage per swing. And it looks like he's going to let it go? Is he going to let the fifth drop? Yes, he is. He actually is going to let the fifth drop and actually push for the kill. Oh, man, Cake. You know what? You don't need that fifth. You know why? Because you got a scary amount of Colossus, sir. You're just going to hold the middle of the map for now. It looks like he's just going to have his units sitting there waiting, maybe for another warp-in round, maybe just for an upgrade to finish. I'm curious what Rocker has. He has a couple Colossus, some Zealots, Colossus up here. Ooh, this is the bulk of his army. Look at all of those Archons. And now this is it. The spread could really actually help out Rocker. He could easily hold this off if he could get the spread on the high ground. He is wiping out all the Zealots as quickly as he can. He does not want to lose any more Archons, though. All these Colossus might just be a little too much for Rocker to hold off the R3 upgrades. They actually do have that one upgrade on Rocker, and they're going to quickly push in here and do a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What is their plan? Are they going to take out this Nexus? It does look like they're going to finish off that Nexus, all the while cutting these other Colossi just to make sure that he gets the kill. And there goes the Nexus and a Pylon, and they are just going to sit there and wreak havoc at this point. Can he hold this off as more Zealots and Colossi join the battle? It does not look like Rocker's going to be able to hold this for very long. Moving those Colossi out of there, warping in a Zealot. That hero Zealot was going to take down all those Colossus guys, I guarantee it, if only he had been stealthed. Now it looks like he's going to move in and just finish up all the probes, and yes, there is the GG. I do hope you enjoyed Game 2. Game 3 will be coming either tonight or tomorrow. I will see you folks very, very soon. Matt the StarCraft signing out.